Greetings everybody, Alex here. It's been a while, been a bit pants with sharing videos recently. We have entered into a very wintry period here in Krakow, still here. Loving the winter, to be honest, and it's not a particularly bad day today, so I'm enjoying sitting by the river as I always have done. I won't natter on as an intro, but I was thinking, since I've fallen off my commitment somewhat in terms of certainly sharing videos, and I've been in a bit of a lull recently with regards to sharing more content with more consistency. I've been taking a bit of a rest. I had a manic period through most of this year in terms of writing a lot, which was great. I was writing pretty much every day, but I've since tapered off a little bit as we enter into hibernation mode, and I feel my body telling me to chill a little bit, so I've been relaxing. But since we're on the topic of consistency and making commitments to producing and to creating content and to, benefiting your business through being seen and creating attention, all that stuff, which I tend to talk about a lot, wanted to talk about this distinction between I've already lost it. What is it? Come on, Alex, snap into it. It's been a while since I've done these videos. We're talking about making commitments and how we live in a society that's very quick fix. And I have spoken about this before, but this serves as a useful reminder for myself. As always, I'm looking at myself in the mirror here, and we can very easily be lulled into this culturally, societally supported mindset of expectation. It's like a kind of a mode of thinking that we fall into that doesn't serve us, that doesn't serve our businesses, doesn't serve our projects, doesn't serve our passions, and ultimately does not serve the people that we're here to really help, which is to expect things to come easily, quickly, delivered to our door thanks to Uber Eats and friends. And we're experiencing more and more of this as technologies improve and efficiencies improve. We are more and more of the expectation that things are going to come easily, and a lot of things do. There's a man on a quad bike there, probably thinking in terms of the way I'm talking about. He's expecting things to come quickly. He's on his quad bike. He's going to get there quick. We expect things to come easily, and these apps continually reinforce the idea as various apps improve over time and bugs get sort of ironed out. We expect things to be better and better, but it's an illusion again, because life doesn't work that way. Life works that way when we have analogies that are created through product creation that seem to reflect how reality works, but in fact they don't. If we have an app that makes our life easier, what's happening is that we're seeing the final, a late stage iteration of that app, which took a lot of work to come into play, and we think that that's how reality works, that things come easy, that we press a button and we choose something in a big long list and we get it delivered the next day. That isn't how life works, but a lot of us, especially the young now, are starting to think that experiencing life and committing to things over the long term are no longer really necessary. There isn't so much of a drive, a need, an internal need to commit long term to things because of this quick fix mentality. And this is something that we need to be aware of, and I talk about awareness a lot. We need to continually return to awareness of what's true, what's real, what's tangible, and not be lulled into these false illusions of how we think things should work, and then ultimately get disappointed because we do things that are misaligned with how reality really works. And how reality works is that things take time, no matter what it is. So things take time. How do we stay with things then? Well, the thing that the mechanism that we create as human beings to endure challenges as we go through things over the long term, whether it be a marriage or a relationship or a product that we're building, or a business that we're building, or a friendship that we're growing, it all takes commitment over the long term and a sticking with the ups and the downs. And what do we do to enable this? What structures do we create around making this work? Well, we have commitments. We commit to things. We commit to dedicating ourselves to the long-term process, not the short-term quick pleasure fix. And so this is where we need to bring the conversation. If we're struggling with business, if we're struggling with relationships, we need to remember that we are continually being pulled away from the need to commit. We live in a society that is continually reinforcing the idea that we don't need to commit. Everywhere we look, there are people seemingly succeeding with big ideas, overnight successes, little work, lottery wins, Uber Eats deliveries, things working quickly, because we don't see the previous 10 years of struggle that whoever went through. Sometimes we do, but often we don't. Often we get things delivered to us in a shiny package, whether it be a movie or just seeing a product come to fruition that we don't know what the guy went through. So commitments, very little of it is happening. And if we want to create an advantage, if we want to do well, we need to continually remind ourselves that to do so, we need to be one of the few who is able to courageously entertain the idea of needing to commit to things. So what happens when we commit to things? Well, we start getting realistic about what we can take on. A lot of people, because they don't have the commitment mentality, they have the quick fix mentality, we're much more likely to take on a lot of stuff. We're like, well, look, this is cool, I want to do that. This is also cool, I want to do that. Because it doesn't matter how many things I take on. I can take on 20 things because it's so easy. It's, I'll be able to find success quickly. I expect to make this work fast, efficiently, and it'll come to me, so no worries. I'll take on a lot of stuff. So people do that. They go out into the world, they take on 10 things, and they realize it's not working. I'm spreading myself thin across multiple things. I'm frustrated. Why isn't it working? Why, when I have the right mentality, surely, which is to take on a lot of stuff and expect things to come quickly, expect things to be easy. Why isn't it easy? So it's not easy, this hurts, I'm going to bugger off again. And so the cycle continues. We move on to the next shiny object. No advantage there. We've become disillusioned and we become disappointed. And I've done other videos on disappointment and disillusion and disheartenment. And many of us are going through this, and I think a lot of it speaks of the culture of lack of commitment that we live in. But here's where the gold lies, and there's always opportunity in mass struggle. When most people are struggling doing a particular thing, you, fellow listener and watcher of Alex Mather's videos, go in the opposite direction. So there's massive opportunity in being one of the small group who reminds themselves and knows of the importance of committing to things. So what does commitment look like? Make a commitment to something singular, something that you can focus on. Now, this doesn't mean that whatever you choose is going to be the thing that you're stuck with forever and ever and ever. It's more of a mode of thinking. It's not about this is the thing for me. This particular project is the thing. It has to work, because then there's more pressure attached to that, right? What we want to do is to let go of this expectation that things come easy. That's a mode of thinking, is that we kind of jump from one thing to the next, never really satisfied, and there's always something better, right? There's always someone better, there's always something better. Apologies for the wind, as always. I like to sit outside and do videos. So the new mentality that we must continually bring into our awareness, which is a much more accurate representation of how things really do work, which is to commit into the long term. Suddenly a gale force wind has passed through here. I'm committing to the end of this video. Commit to, so have a mode of thinking that is about commitment, that is about sticking with things, and we can allow the thread to evolve and adapt. We can do things like pivots, and we can change our tack as we go along. That's absolutely fine. Make sure that you're in the mode, in the mindset, unlike everyone else, of staying with something until the long term. Wanted to just open up this conversation for comments and stuff below. I think it's an interesting one because So few people are able to grasp this these days, even if they say it to themselves theoretically that this is a good thing, that I need to stay on track. We are continually pulled in the opposite direction, continually given whispers in our ears that commitment isn't no longer necessary. But it's more important than ever before, and it's a lot harder than ever before because there's so many things pulling you in the opposite way to commitment. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. We've reached the 10-minute point. If you're still here, then I know that you're a true fan. So thank you for being attached to the Alex Mathers channel. Make sure that you are subscribed if you haven't already. Do like this video and share this with your mates. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.